welcome to this episode of the You Two Scare Me podcast. We're your hosts. I'm Andy.
And I'm Felice, and we are coming to you from Key West, Florida.
So here we are on the threshold of Christmas.
Yes.
Tomorrow's Christmas Eve.
Yes.
It is exciting.
Yeah.
It is busy.
Tomorrow's Christmas Eve?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think I'm ready, actually. I think I'm ready. Okay.
I have lots of wrapping to do.
Well, yeah.
And cookies to bake and all of that, but that's okay. But when this episode comes out, it will be that sort of weird time between Christmas and New Year's.
Yes.
Where you aren't sure what day it is.
Yeah, you're like, I change my pajamas today?
I was just going to say that. You stay in your pajamas for days, you know. You're like, I can still watch Christmas movies. It's that whole thing. But it's a strange in-between time, I always feel like.
It is.
But that sort of idea of an in-between time is going to go along so nicely with today's topic.
Yes.
So I'm excited for that.
We have a lot of interesting kind of big questions, topics coming up in the next few weeks.
Yeah.
With the new year.
It's going to be a little change of pace, but really intriguing. And I'm here for it.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
We also have a really exciting event coming up in January. We are going to Podfest in Orlando.
Yes.
Tell us about it.
We are going to learn how to be real podcasters. A real life podcasting duo. I mean, I think we're doing okay, but we're pretty pumped. We are going to Orlando. We already have our plane tickets.
Step one.
Yes. We were lucky enough to get some tickets from the platform that hosts our podcast called Buzzsprout.
Thanks, Buzzsprout.
Yeah. So any podcasters out there who are not using Buzzsprout, why not? You should be. It's really handy and easy and awesome. They were so kind to give us tickets to Podfest.
Yeah.
And we have our hotel.
Yes.
We need a rental car. I'm working on that.
Okay. And I think that's it.
Well, and we just decided we are going to try to do a ghost tour while we're there.
Yeah. And we said we might take our equipment and try to do a little recording too while we're there. So now I'm like, we probably have to check a bag or something.
We'll work it out.
To take our sweet mics with us.
Mm-hmm. But we will work it out.
We are amped.
Yes. I cannot wait. I'm like, I've been telling everyone. Everyone's excited for us.
I know. Yeah, I know.
It's going to be fun.
I just got my hair done.
Yes. Look how glamorous this woman is.
Thanks, Amaya. That's my stylist, who, funny enough, is one of my former students.
She's amazing.
She is awesome. And I was telling her, and she's like, I am just so excited for you. And I'm so proud of you. And I look up to you so much. You just did this thing. And I was
she is like a bright light, so positive.
Truly. Yeah. I love those kind of people who just exude positivity and enthusiasm. They just make you feel so like warm in your heart.
Yes.
She's definitely one of those people.
She's great.
Just like you, Felice.
Thanks. And you as well, Andy.
Oh, thanks.
Well, in case you are just joining us for the first time, we are two spooky girls who love cryptids, ghosts, and anything weird or unexplained.
We are fully aware we don't know anything or really understand what's happening with any of this stuff.
So true. But we have a deep respect for the unknown and unseen forces at work around us. We also make sure to laugh to keep it light as we work our way through the spookiness. We hope to bring you stories that make you question and give you a chill.
A quick warning before we begin. This podcast is for entertainment purposes only. Our tales are drawn from folklore, history, and reported personal experiences, but we don't claim them as fact. Some stories may include sensitive topics, so listener discretion is advised.
Let's settle in and see where the spooky leads us today.
Dive into the shadows with us as we bring you haunting tales in this episode of the You Two Scare Me podcast.
Shall we dive in?
There's a moment, quiet, fragile, when life seems to loosen. Not end, not snap, just loosen. When the veil becomes thin and things get a little unsettling. And across cultures, religions, countries, and centuries, people approaching death report uncannily similar experiences. They talk to people who aren't there. They describe places no one else can see. They recognize loved ones who died decades ago. So that can be either deeply comforting or deeply unsettling, depending on how you feel about the idea of an unseen waiting room of sorts. Tonight, we're not asking what happens after death. We're diving in to talk about what happens before it.
Ooh.
So we are going to talk about what happens to people in the days, the hours, sometimes the minutes before they pass away. These stories don't come from ancient texts or folklore. They come from hospice nurses, doctors, family members, from people who were actively dying. Many of those people don't even believe in the paranormal at all. So it's kind of those stories where I didn't believe in this until I experienced it.
Till it happened.
Yeah.
Mm.
So let's talk about this a little bit. And this is a emotional topic,
Mhm.
and I think a tricky one. But I think what we'll find through this is it also can be a little comforting.
Hopeful.
Yeah.
Mhm.
One of the most documented end-of-life phenomena is something called deathbed visions. Clinically, they're not the same as delirium or hallucinations, because hallucinations are usually sort of chaotic and disorganized, and frightening. Deathbed visions are described very differently. They're calm, lucid, peaceful, and seem to have a purpose, and that's what matters. The most common visitors that people see are parents, spouses, siblings, and children who have already passed. Hospice nurse Julie McFadden has said patients almost never report seeing living people. It's always the dead. And so that seems intentional, right?
Mhm.
You know, one hospice patient dying of terminal cancer had been barely responsive for days. Suddenly, he became alert. He smiled and he said, "My dad's here. He's
Oh.
standing by the door. He says it's almost time."
Oh.
My heart, I'm going to have a hard time with this. His father had been dead for 50 years.
Wow.
50 years. So this isn't a recent memory resurfacing or anything like that.
Right.
2 hours later, man passed away peacefully. No panic, no fear. He was ready. Another woman near death began speaking to a young boy no one else could see. When her daughter asked who he was, she replied, "My brother. He drowned when I was little."
Gosh.
The daughter had never heard that her mom had had a brother. After her mother passed, the family confirmed that there was a child that had drowned decades earlier. The mother never spoke about it.
Oh, that's so sad.
I know. And so, that makes me think, well, how did she know? Or did she know now? If you haven't seen somebody in decades,
Mhm.
but I feel like, I don't know, like your sibling is there, and I'm
Mhm.
assuming appearing as a child, right?
Yeah.
But then do you feel like a child at that point too? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
That makes, I don't know. I'm getting a little emotional.
Yeah.
So then things get harder to explain because sometimes other people who are in the room see it too.
Ooh.
So I kind of love it, but kind of don't love it. That
Yeah.
makes it a little.
Yeah.
In the early 1900s, there was research published in the Journal of the Society for Psychic Research that documents deathbed apparition cases witnessed by multiple people at the same time.
Oh, that's pretty spooky.
I know. Have you ever seen, there's a video I saw on social media, and it was somebody was in their mom's, hospital room or whatever. And it was like, they were just kind of recording to have some memories, And anyway, the camera was recording the moment when she passed. And there's like a little wispy
Wow.
kind of thing you see, like the soul, and it's
leaving the
so
body. Wow.
magical. In one case, a dying woman's apparition was reportedly seen by 3 family members simultaneously.
Oh, so the actual person that was dying, people saw her.
Mm-hmm. I think she was, kind of like bedbound, but then
they saw something like leaving her body. Whoa.
Mm-hmm. In another, a deceased mother was reportedly seen standing near her dying child by 2 caregivers. And I feel like, your mama heart is there, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to make me cry.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
So, you can't really explain that. That's not just a single mind failing, right? These are witnessed by multiple people.
Yeah.
So there's something happening. And that's when science gets kind of quiet about it. Hospice workers often describe something that they call the gathering. It's when dying patients appear to prepare for a reunion. They talk to multiple unseen people. They look around the room. Sometimes they seem excited or relieved. I feel like, death is such a scary thing. How comforting to see people.
Yeah. Well, especially if you've been dealing with something that's like, like an illness that's really been a battle, for a long time. And it must be so comforting and like a relief to see people that and that you've been missing for a long time,
So I love that. The gathering, everybody shows up, right?
Yeah.
There's a report of one woman who suddenly sat upright and scanned the room. She said, "They're all here now. My mother, my sister, even Uncle Ray."
Oh,
I love it. Her husband gently reminded her those people were gone. She smiled and said, "I know. That's why they're here."
Okay, side note. If your dying loved one says that they're seeing their loved ones in the room, just let them have that moment.
Yeah. Like, no, they're gone already.
They're gone. Right?
Come on, husband.
Yeah.
Let me see my things. Just let me be. So she said, "I know, that's why they're here." And she died the following morning. That line stays with people, that I know. A lot of people are acknowledging it. Like, I know that I'm seeing these things. I know these people are gone.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, we're all on the same page here.
Right. So it's not like they're confused. It's
like delusional or something. Yeah.
In documented hospice research by Callanan and Kelly, a 91-year-old woman near death began speaking about her sister. No one had told her that her sister had recently passed away. When her daughter finally did, the woman simply smiled and said she already knew. Mm-hmm. So she was really calm about it, not shocked, not afraid. She was just like, "Oh, I know. She's here."
She's here. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Not everyone sees people. Some people see places that are beautiful, places like gardens, rivers, doorways, or train platforms.
Oh, I've heard that about train platforms. Yeah, that's common.
Yeah, that's so interesting to me too, because it's like, when I think of a train station, I think of such a busy place, but so many people coming and going, right? And you're always going to a destination.
Yeah, it's like transportation, like movement.
Yeah, really interesting. So the thing is,
also, wait, we can't go past Harry Potter. I mean, right? Yeah. Like that's kind of where he went. If you're a Harry Potter fan, if you're not, just hold tight for a second. But Harry Potter, remember, he goes and he talks to Dumbledore in this train station, and Dumbledore's like, "Well, you have a choice. You can go back."
Oh yeah.
Do you remember that? And it was white, and then little creepy Voldemort, that tiny little piece was like underneath the bench or whatever.
Yes.
With him.
Yes.
I always think about that when I imagine that white, very peaceful train station when I hear about these kinds of things.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah.
And I think it's really cool too, is these images are incredibly consistent. Mm-hmm. Even among people who are not from the same area, same beliefs, same religion, anything like that. One woman repeatedly described seeing a garden filled with light and music. She asked her nurse, "Is it okay if I go now?"
Aww.
And then she died shortly after. That's so beautiful. I'm sure her nurse was like, "Okay."
Yeah.
How do you say, "No, sorry, stay here.
No, stay put.
Stay here in your bed." But the thing that kind of is unsettling about that is, and people do this, I think, often, if you read about people who are approaching death or, at that moment, it's always after a holiday, after an event. It's like they're holding on.
Yeah. Or waiting for someone to come and say goodbye
and give permission kind of,
Yeah. Yeah. I just saw something on social media, and it was like a hospice nurse, I think. And this was like a current thing. She had a patient that was waiting, he was going to die, but it was sort of stretching on. And finally she asked the family if they could bring his dog.
Oh.
And then he did pass.
Oh my gosh.
It's like, that was his best friend,
Oh.
Sorry.
I know, we're getting all cry. Felice and I do this thing where somebody will be talking and then one of us gets teary and then the other one does too. And then we just have to cry for a few minutes.
But we try, the holdout usually tries to be strong, but it doesn't always work.
So here we are.
Okay.
Crying again. Another man described standing on a train platform. His deceased wife was waiting for him. She told him not to be afraid, to get on the train when it arrived. So I don't know that I quite love the transportation thing. I think I'd rather be in a garden.
Yeah.
Walking around.
And maybe it's personal.
That's true too.
But
I do love that image of, I'm picturing in my mind, he's kind of like walking along the platform and she's standing there like, hey, here we go, ready for our next adventure. You know, I do like that. But I don't like thinking that there's like, I'm going to be late.
Well,
I'm going to miss the train.
Oh my gosh. The next one doesn't come for another 175 years.
Right? That would be me running.
You'll
That's
be
how
okay.
I was in New York all the time.
Oh my gosh.
Hoofing it to get on the train.
I don't think we don't need to add that to our list of anxieties. I think we'll be okay. I have a feeling it's a tailored experience.
Unexpected anxieties.
Yeah.
Terminal lucidity is one of the most baffling end-of-life phenomena. It's when someone who has been non-responsive or cognitively impaired suddenly becomes clear.
Right.
And so there's a lot of reports of this where people could be, like they've been in a bed, they haven't responded to anything. And then all of a sudden, it could be for minutes, it could be for hours, but almost always it's shortly before death. And they're suddenly like their old self again.
Yeah.
And I love also that people get to have like a little bit of dignity left.
Yeah. I've heard that like a lot of times they'll wake up and they like haven't eaten in weeks and they want, a meal and they're laughing and talking and,
I'd be like, give me some fried chicken. I love fried chicken.
Me too. Oh my gosh, that sounds good.
I'll think about what my request would be.
Yeah, for your, what's it called? Terminal lucidity meal?
Yeah. Just put it in writing now so Ryan can be prepared.
You know what? So, okay, this is like morbidly hilarious. My sister and I, we have like a running list of things we want and don't want at our funeral.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
But it's funny. Like they're funny things, you know what I mean? So it might be like a playlist.
Yes.
Or, like, please don't take a picture of our hands and post it on social media. It's like every time you see something, we're like, yes, add this to the list. No, please never do this, that kind of stuff.
What's on the playlist?
Oh my gosh. It's too. I'll have to find it and share it with you.
Okay.
But like all the favorite songs, we want a fair amount of crying. Please do cry, but also have a fun party.
Crying encouraged.
Crying, like let's remember why we're there, but also like then have a fun party.
Right.
More like a wake
and
situation.
If you don't follow through on these, my ghost will come for you.
Yeah, obviously.
So back to our terminal lucidity.
Yes.
There's an account of a woman with advanced Alzheimer's who suddenly looked directly at her daughter and said, I can't look at you for this.
Okay.
I love you. Thank you for taking care of me. I know. And she died that night. I just feel like.
That's so meaningful because, in the midst of Alzheimer's, it's like you do probably lose a lot of dignity and, like it's hard work for the caregiver.
Absolutely. That's what I was going to say.
Like to get that thank you is probably so meaningful.
I think too, like you said, it is so hard for the caretakers and you're seeing somebody you love slip away, morph away. They don't have that recognition for you or the relationship that you once had. And so to get that I love you back one more time is incredible. Doctors cannot explain how damaged brains suddenly regain clarity. And it happens far more often than people realize. So another thing that sometimes people report is hearing music that no one else can hear. They might describe a bright light that's not blinding or overwhelming. It's gentle, welcoming, comforting, kind of like a big embrace.
Yeah.
This is another account. One hospice patient began humming softly. When asked why she was humming, she said, they're singing. It's so very gentle. There was no music or no source of music could be found. And so for that, I'm picturing just sort of like a choir of angels, like a very heavenly, peaceful sound. Skeptics argue that these experiences are caused by oxygen deprivation or chemical changes in the brain. And that explanation works up to a point. But like we mentioned before, hallucinations are usually chaotic, and these experiences all are structured, comforting, and they repeat over and over across time, across cultures, all over the world. And sometimes they involve information that the dying person shouldn't have, like the woman who knew that her sister had passed away, or something like that. I've heard too about people who see loved ones that they didn't know were part of it. Like, for instance, if somebody had a baby that, passed away, but it was like part of their line, they're like, oh, this is, so-and-so's. And they didn't even know that was a thing,
wow.
like a preterm.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah.
So that's incredible. Whether these moments are neurological, psychological, or something else entirely, they're very real to the people experiencing them. And they often change the way that families think about death. Hospice nurses, people who see death every day, often say the same thing. It feels like something is happening that we don't fully understand. And I love that. And, science takes us far, but there's some things in this world that you just can't explain.
Oh my gosh. Well, and honestly, I think if you want to think about science, energy doesn't just die, right? Like energy doesn't just disappear. It has to go somewhere. And so if you've got energy in your body, maybe that is the soul. And where does it go? It's got to do something,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that it could probably tie in to science more than some people might think,
Did you ever see the movie? I think it's called like 27 grams or something like that. I feel like it's from the late 90s, early 2000s. And the whole thing is all these people going through these experiences, right? But I have to see if this is like a real verified thing or not. Okay. But it said that like at the moment that somebody passes away, their body lightens 27 grams or whatever it is.
Interesting.
And so they, like you said, they think that's kind of like the soul.
Yeah.
Leaving.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. We'll have to check that out. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was very thought-provoking movie.
At the very least. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So maybe death isn't an ending. Maybe it's a process, something that others help you prepare for, a moment where something or someone comes to meet us. And if that's true, then I think maybe death isn't about being alone. It's about being recognized and loved.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
I mean, I love this idea of that. I mean, to me personally, death doesn't make sense to me that death would be the end for a person. And I'm sure that I know that people think that, and that's fine. I personally just am like, well, what would be the point of this whole thing if that was it?
Right.
Right. And so I also, I believe in God and I believe in heaven. And, I think that I don't understand the whole how things happen. Like we've talked about, I don't understand how or why things work the way that they do, but I definitely think that there's something on the other side. And I feel like that veil does lift at that moment. And it makes sense that in a moment that could possibly be so scary, that it makes sense that people would be there to welcome you to the other side. Yeah, I love that. And I have so many questions. We don't know anything, but, like, how do you... I'm imagining, like when people say the veil lifts, like it's almost like a curtain goes up and you're like, oh, there you are. Gosh. Have you been around this whole time?
Hopefully not the whole time. Not every moment, but
right.
But I think how cool to kind of regain that awareness or that sense that you've lost along the way, right?
Yeah.
Because they can say how, kids can see spirits and angels and this and that, So at what point do we lose that? And at what point do you regain that?
Yeah, absolutely. And there are just too many documented cases of these types of situations. And like you said, if you listen to a hospice nurse, they're like, well, yeah, obviously, it's like no question that these things are, happening right before death.
Also, side note, I cannot imagine the strength that it must take to be a hospice nurse or doctor or any of those sort of end of life caregivers, because, loss is a constant.
Yeah. Well, I think that any person in the healthcare field has to be able to compartmentalize. And so like they understand the job that they are doing and the job that's not, and the other parts that aren't their job. Right. And so like their job is providing comfort, like helping the family, and they're so good at doing that probably that's where they get their joy. Not that it's not hard, but I know my sister was an oncology nurse for a really long time. And she is amazing. And also she's like, I think that she's able to compartmentalize. Like she is a tough lady.
Yeah.
Too. You know what I mean? She's like kind and sweet and comforting and like the best at her job. And also like she's a tough lady. And so I think that you have to have sort of like that toughness and the compassion and the empathy to like be able to do that job. It's an amazing, amazing job. Thank you to all the people who do that job.
Definitely. I'm clearly not cut out for that.
I know. You would not. Nope. We're like, oh my God, I'm sorry that your grandpa is dying. This is so sad.
We're crying more than the family. We're just sobbing in the corner.
Know thy strengths and know thy weaknesses, right? You know?
Well, indeed, here we are.
Yeah.
Can't even make it through a 40-minute episode without crying.
Oh my gosh.
But thank you to all of those healthcare professionals that give that incredibly important service.
Yeah, and comfort to families because, oh gosh, it's scary and it's sad and you're grieving and you don't know what to do. And to have somebody there that's like, we've got this.
Yeah.
You know, we're going to make your person feel comfortable and ready to go when it's time to go, you know?
Yeah.
Wow, this is a big one. Yeah, we talked about we're going to have a lot of big question stories.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh, if you have any experience with this reminds me of Leslie's. Somebody told me from a few weeks ago that with her mom, you know, and her mom saw her own dad, right? As she was getting ready to pass.
I love that too.
Yeah.
You know, I really love though, you know, the people who show up because I think, you know, when you are the adult and you're taking care of your own kids and doing all that stuff, I love that your parents come.
Yeah. Well, this is funny.
Well, maybe for some people.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, this is funny because like I was talking to my son about this. He's 23.
About you're going to show up?
I'm coming. I'm showing up. No. I was
do this or I'll haunt you.
Right? No, I was talking to him about like now my kids are 20 and 23. Like they're young adults, but they're full grown adults ultimately. And
side note, Felice was already married. And didn't you have a kid by now at 23?
No. I was almost. I was almost 25 when I had my first son.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We were married for a little while before that. Yeah.
Okay.
But I did get married very young. That's a story for a different day. But all right. So I was talking to him and I was like, wow, you guys are adults now, but we're still worried about you. And when you think about it, like our own parents are in their 70s and 80s and they're still worried about us. And you know, like when you're 20 and your parents are worrying about you, it's like the most annoying thing in the whole wide world.
Right. Right.
I'm a grown up now. I don't need you worrying about me. But now being in that position as a parent, you never stop worrying about your kid. So like maybe even in the afterlife, you're still checking on your kid.
Oh my gosh. You're like, Felice, what are you doing? What?
I saw that bank account statement.
Did we really need another Darth Vader?
Right. No, the answer is no. Oh my gosh. I don't know.
I know. It's a lot of big questions and we don't have the answers.
But we have lots of questions and thoughts and ideas.
And it is just a really comforting kind of thought.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you for that. I look forward to all of our big discussions in the new year.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say I look forward to all of the like snotting around that we hear during this episode.
I know. Well, the editing process on this one is going to be interesting. Okay. I'm switching gears for somebody told me.
I'm so ready.
Because this is exciting. All right. So a long time ago, earlier this year, we did an episode on the La Concha Hotel in Key West. And it's supposed to be like the most haunted hotel in Key West, supposedly, although there are many others, not to offend any other haunted hotels in Key West. But I know somebody who was the head chef there and he recently changed jobs. And La Concha keeps their paranormal stuff on pretty much on the DL. Like they're not trying to bring ghost tours in through there or anything.
Right.
They're a very upscale, nice hotel and they don't want that. And that's okay, you know?
Yeah.
So while he was working there, I never asked him if he had any ghost stories.
What?
Well, I just didn't want to put him in an awkward position if he's not supposed to talk about that stuff, you know?
Okay. Got it.
And so I saw him this weekend and he told me that he just got a different job. And so I was like, okay. So now that you're not working there anymore, do you have any ghost stories?
What's the tea?
What's the tea? Tell us. And he said, yeah, actually, I do have one.
Oh, I can't wait.
So he was working there when they were doing the renovations within the last year, 2 years, whatever, however long ago it was. And one night he was working in the kitchen and they were like still actively renovating the hotel. And he was working on the menu with his sous chef and they were there late at night. And then his sous chef left at like 10:30 at night and he stayed and he was still working. Well, so also he said that where they were working was in like the back part of the hotel. And supposedly that is the most haunted part of the hotel.
Oh, okay.
And
is it by the elevator?
I don't know if it's by the elevator,
Okay.
but I'm guessing no. Just kind of knowing where the elevator, I don't think so, but I'm not sure. Okay. So he told me, and this is this is like history that we would need to check. I didn't check this out, but I'm going to say it. It might be wrong. Okay. This little piece. He said that the story goes that in the back part of the hotel that there are people buried back there, possible slaves.
Oh no.
So I don't know. Okay. We would need to do some research on that. But, on this island, there are people buried everywhere. So it's not unlikely that it would happen, but I don't know for sure. Anyway, so back part of the hotel, most haunted part of the hotel. So he's back there. He's making stuff, tasting stuff, working on the menu. And while he was there, the Bluetooth speaker went off and started playing music.
Okay.
And so he checks his phone. It's not attached to his phone. Also, he's the only one there. Sous chef has left. There's no one else around. So he goes over, turns off the speaker, goes back to his work. A few minutes later, happens again.
Oh.
Again, he checks. It's not his phone that's playing anything. And so he goes back over, turns it off, and unplugs it.
Okay.
So about 30 minutes later, the music starts playing again. He goes over, it's still unplugged and it's playing.
Stop it.
Yep. And so
wait, what music was it?
I don't know.
Oh,
He didn't say. I don't know if it was like Suavemente. I don't know what it was.
I was thinking a little like Ricky Martin.
I don't know. It could be Nickelback. I don't know. Who knows what it was.
Oh my gosh, Nickelback. Yeah, without you, baby.
So he is like, I'm out of here. He grabs his knives, like his special chef knives. He's not leaving those laying around. He left everything else out. And he's a chef. Like he was the head chef of the hotel. He got scared and left.
Well, yeah, that's really scary.
Yeah. So the lady that he was dating at the time, it was a conch. And that we talked about this before. A conch is someone who was actually born in Key West. A lot of times conch families go back several generations. And she believes in all things paranormal.
She's our kind of lady.
Yeah. And so she told him that it's important that every time he leaves there, that he tells the spirits that they should not come with him, that they need to stay at the hotel and don't follow him home.
Mm-hmm.
So at the time they were living in a tiny apartment and it was just basically like a little living area and then a curtain and then the back bedroom. And so a small kitchenette, everything else in the front and then a curtain and then the back bedroom.
Okay.
And so they woke up in the middle of the night to some loud banging noises. Go out, no one's at the door, no one's out there. But there was like a wrench or a tool or something on that he had left out on the table. And he said, we banged it on the table. That was the sound that we were hearing. But he said he recognized that was the sound that he was also hearing at the hotel during the renovations.
Stop.
And so his girlfriend told him that, it's really important to tell the spirit, come back to the hotel with me.
Come on back.
And then stay there. And also she told him, like we've talked about before, that, she said, hey, they don't like that you guys are messing up their whole environment and making all these changes and whatever. And so that's why they're getting a little upset and probably bothering you.
Oh my gosh. Isn't that crazy? That's insane. I thought you were going to say that he walked out and then all of the pots and pans he left behind were there. Can you imagine?
That'd be helpful. Helpful little ghost.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. So there you have it. There's a little update on the La Concha haunting.
I love that story. I'm not a fan of hitchhiker ghosts.
No way.
They scare me.
Yeah.
And then I'm always like, what dumb thing did I do when I was younger and they're probably still following me around.
Probably. We
Well-
know you did a Ouija board when you were 13.
Hey, gosh. Sometimes some people can't get past things.
I know.
Felice.
I'm sorry.
Oh, also I opened the Ouija board breath mints and they are little planchettes.
That's so funny. That's hilarious. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Okay.
Well, thanks. Can we say that person's name or no?
I don't know if we're supposed to say his name or not. I don't want to
Well, thank you so much, Chef.
Also, he's a personal chef in town now for yachts and like major events. So if you are in town and you need a personal chef for a major event, do contact me and I will give you that information.
Wow.
Yes.
What a great plug. Thanks for that story, Chef and Felice. Great job telling it.
Thank you.
And thank you to all of you for listening to this episode of the You Too Scare Me podcast.
Listeners, you can help support us by telling your friends and family about our podcast. What better way to kick off the new year than by sharing the You Too Scare Me podcast with everyone you know? Literally everyone.
Yeah, everyone. We love that. And you know what else we love? People who rate and review us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeart, Amazon, and wherever you get your podcasts. It's so helpful when you leave a rating and review. Also, don't forget you can listen to this episode and others on YouTube.
And you can see our faces.
Oh, yeah. And when we're crying and blubbering and everything like that, you can see that too. Yeah, it's really great. Just search for the You Too Scare Me podcast.
Come check out our website for You Too Scare Me merch. We have things like mugs, stickers, and shirts. We also have episode notes, photos, and more on our website. Don't forget to follow us on social media. Follow us on Instagram at You2ScareMe_podcast or on our Facebook page, You Too Scare Me. You can follow us on our TikTok account. Just search You Too Scare Me podcast, no spaces.
Remember to send us your own stories of people approaching death, hauntings, mimics, time slips, cryptids, anything weird for our Somebody Told Me segment at youtoscaremepodcast@gmail.com. That's YOUTWO scaremepodcast@gmail.com.
Come support us on Patreon. We have 2 membership tiers, one for $5 and one for $10. Both get you perks and include shout outs. We can't wait to give you a shout out on our future episodes.
The link is in the show notes.
Yes, it is. Thanks for wandering through the shadows with us.
Until next time, stay curious and beware what lurks beyond the light.